Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Who loses first? Terrence Crawford or Alexander Usyk? Now make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Become a member to the channel. It's only a few dollars a month. But more importantly, lead a donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Look, man, we got to really talk about it. Who's going to lose first? Now, boy. Forehead was itching, boy. I've been out there fishing all day. That sun was tearing my ass up. But this is the real conversation. Now, let's just start with Usyk, okay? Now, when you take a look at Usyk, 23 wins, the man got 14 KOs, all right? He's standing about 6'4", 78-inch reach. He's a bad boy. Like, you can't take nothing from Usyk. But let's put some things in perspective here when it comes to Alexander Usyk. No matter how good his IQ is, no matter how much skill he has, what we've seen with all fighters is that at a certain point in time, depending on the type of fights they're in, can put some miles on you. Wear and tear. I refer to it as taking a pound of flesh out of you. But also, Father Time is undefeated. And just depending on the opponent, the timing, they can lose. Now, when you look at Usyk, this is what's so interesting about Usyk. He fought Tyson Fury in 24 and then twice in 24. Two tough fights. Before that, he fought Dubois in a fight that was a tough fight. I thought he got knocked out. Anyway, got a little bit of home cooking over there in Poland. And he came back and Dubois, kind of lost the plot. Went down from a jab and kind of quit in that fight. Before Dubois, he fought Anthony Joshua twice. Again, two fights where they took a pound of flesh out of Alexander Usyk, but he won. Before that, the fight that probably took the most out of him was probably the Derek Chisora fight. Usyk says he still thinks about how hard Derek Chisora hit him. So now that you know Usyk and Dubois are about to have a rematch, I think it's safe to say that this Dubois, the great black shark, against Usyk, the great white shark, the great black shark may take a pound of flesh out of his ass. And Dubois may knock him out. And I know people are going to sit here and say, Hood Champion, you're wrong. Some idiots who fly in here, the seagulls, are going to say, oh, it's because Dubois is black. Look, my man, I don't talk race, I talk boxing. Dubois could be plaid. That man could be from Mongolia. I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is, I'm looking at Dubois and the way he's fighting. And I'm like, man, for Usyk to have gone through those extremely arduous battles, to come now and face Dubois at this point in time in a rematch, I don't see how anyone out here cannot give Dubois a chance. And I would say it would be an upset because of what Usyk has accomplished. But for me, it wouldn't really be an upset. But I understand on paper it will be an upset. You expect Usyk because of the skills, who he's beat, what he's been able to accomplish, cruiserweight, heavyweight. You almost expect him to be able to come in here and he already beat Dubois once. I get it. But I'm just watching the way Dubois is fighting lately, and I don't think it'll be an upset if he clips Usyk. I think anyone out here who's wants to remain in a domain of delusion, you may call it an upset, but I won't. Anyway, he's gonna be fighting Dubois before our boy Terrence Crawford gets in the ring to fight Canelo. So could it be that Usyk loses to Dubois, and then now Terrence Crawford comes and he's like, okay, Usyk lost before me, and Terrence Crawford comes, and now Terrence Crawford's got to get in the ring and he got to scrap with Canelo. Now the thing about Terrence Crawford, right? Let me close this out. This is the thing about Terrence Crawford, man. Look, he's in a similar situation like Usyk. Terrence Crawford is a bad boy. 41 wins, 31 KOs. The man got a 75% KO ratio, 5'8", 74-inch reach. Usyk arms are like 4 inches longer. Usyk 6'4", Crawford 7'8". There's just a 4-inch difference in their reach. That tells you that Crawford's just built to fight. But my thing is this. I understand that Terrence Crawford fans don't want to hear anyone say Terrence Crawford could lose. Listen, any fighter can lose. But I may go on to say, you know what? Terence Crawford will lose to Canelo. How about that? What's going to be, how you going to cross-examine me? What you going to say about Terence Crawford? I'm telling you, he's going to lose to Canelo. How about that? I'm playing devil's advocate right now, right? This man's not taking a tune-up fight. That is crazy. It wouldn't be so bad if Canelo wasn't taking a tune-up fight. Then it's like, okay, they both are out here coming off of being inactive and just, I think the playing field kind of levels out. Still got to favor Canelo because he's very comfortable at 168. But we got to look at Crawford. What has Crawford done to prepare him for Canelo, and especially to prepare him for a fight of this magnitude coming off of about a year of inactivity? He fought Evander Holyfield in December 2022. A little under a year later, he fought Errol Spence in July of 2023. A year later, he fought Madrimov, August 2024. Now he's going to fight Canelo Alvarez in September 2025. That's crazy. Now, my thing is with Terence Crawford, all I'm saying is this: he didn't want to. Let's go back. Look at this. When he fought Porter, November 2021. He was going to fight Errol Spence. He didn't want to go into a fight with Errol Spence with a year of inactivity. But you saw what happened is he would have been waiting almost 2 years. November 2021, November 2022, July 2023. If he wouldn't have taken the Evander Holyfield fight, he would have been out the ring almost 2 years going to a fight with Errol Spence. Now, I do think just the way the fight went, maybe Crawford would beat Errol Spence no matter how long he's out the ring. You know what I'm saying? But when you come back and you take a look now, look, even the boxing experts, the guys who've fought at the elite level, they all say, by this point in time, all fighters should know to come into a big fight against an elite opponent off of inactivity, there's a good chance that bad things are going to happen to you. All I'm saying is, why wouldn't Crawford, who fought in August of 2024, why wouldn't he fight? I don't look. I know it's anyone for him to fight is going to be a tough fight. There are no easy fights for Terence Crawford, and that's probably why he's not. He may not tell you that, but I'm just sitting here speculating, predicting, and dialoguing. Right? That's probably what it is. He probably sat back and said, "Shit, I want to take a tune-up." But when he looked at the boxing landscape at 154, 160, 168, he probably like, hell no. And he probably felt something when he fought Madrimov that told him, all right, I can't be messing around with these guys. Okay? Because Crawford, you got to listen to what he said. He's like, he's strong. The way he talked that Nebraska accent. He's strong. He's strong. Yeah, no, I knew I had to be careful. I had to be careful because he's strong. He's strong. He hits hard. He's strong. He said that shit like 20 times. And I'm like, damn, Crawford's letting us know that fight to the uneducated eye may have looked easy, may have looked like, okay, Crawford is staying a step ahead of him. But Crawford's letting us know he had to think, he had to work. And for those of you who don't think Crawford had to do much to win that fight, those of y'all thinking Madrimov was a tomato can, look at Crawford's punch output. From the first round to the last round, look how many punches he was throwing. Okay? Crawford wasn't throwing no 30, 35 punches. I ain't never seen Crawford throw that many punches around. Crawford was throwing a lot of punches, 60, 70 punches around. Crawford's throwing a lot of punches. You go look at the CompuBox. Some of them rounds that Crawford got up in the 70s. I didn't know Crawford could fight like that. I'll be honest with you. But that just let me know that Crawford can change gears. But that being said, who's going to lose first? The fact that, what's his name, Usyk is fighting Dubois in July, it's a good chance he can lose. But if you ask me, Usyk, Dubois, Crawford, Canelo, just being honest, who do I think has more of a chance of winning and which one I think has more of a chance of losing? I think Usyk has more of a chance of winning than Crawford does against Canelo. That's just being real. Not because Usyk already beat the bar. It's because the Usyk is the skill set, the IQ, and he's coming in with confidence because he already outboxed him and beat him. The bar is a different animal. Don't get me wrong. He's a great black shark. He smells blood. So he's coming to put the bing bings on you. But I still, if you ask me, I'm going to sit here and say it only makes sense to favor Usyk over the bar, even though I think the bar beats him. But with Crawford and Canelo, I can sit here and look at all the things Crawford does great. I can look at his footwork, punch output, power. We can talk about how strong he is weightlifting, talk about the fact that he wrestled, talk about how he keeps a chip on his shoulder. We can talk about at 154, how he stood up to Madrimov. Madrimov sparred Bivol to get Bivol ready for Canelo, and Bivol beat Canelo. We can sit here and try to structure the argument in a kind of way to put Crawford up, perch him up on a pedestal and say, he's the golden child. No one can beat him. That's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. Crawford is in a difficult fight. So if you ask me who loses first, I think because Usyk fights first, there's a chance. But really, if they both were fighting on the same night, I would have to say Crawford loses, not Usyk. But even though I think Usyk, I just think the bar going to get Usyk for the reasons that I mentioned in the video. Now, when it comes to Crawford, I don't know. I'm telling you, man, Crawford's team is so brilliant that I almost want to give them the benefit of the doubt for not putting him back in the ring before he gets into with Canelo. There's got to be a science behind their decision. There's got to be something where we're talking science, we're talking facts, something to where it's tenable, okay? There's got to be something that can be defended against argument. And they just haven't come out and said what they're doing, but they got to be doing something because I'm telling you, it just doesn't make sense for a guy like Crawford, unless Crawford is just really out here like, you know what, win, lose, draw, I'm going to make 50, 75, 100 million, whatever kind of money he's making. I know it's over 50 million, right? Whatever kind of money he's making, he probably just like, shit, I care about my legacy, but if I lose to him, nobody going to hold that against me because I lost to Canelo. But I do think Crawford is going to scrap. I wish I knew more about what they're doing in that training camp because how can you be confident coming off of inactivity rolling into that fight with Canelo? Some people are talking about Crawford going to be snack strong. I'm like, I never really thought about it like that, man. I see Crawford as a clean athlete, man. But you know, to be honest with you, you don't know what supplementation strategy they're going to change up here with Victor Conte. Conte can say whatever he wants. You just don't know. What out of everyone out there in sports who can help a fighter with strength, with conditioning, with recovery, with supplementation, with diet, right? Out of everyone out there who's qualified, known names and unknown names, why do people gravitate towards Heredia? Why do they gravitate towards Victor Conte? There's a reason why they do that, people. I don't care what no one says. There's a reason. And it's not because those guys have been lauded for their efforts. It's because those guys, in the Usman Sajjad, I think because those guys know what fighters can and can't get away with. I think they know a legal avenue fighters can travel down when it comes to supplementation and other things that give them the same results as them going down an illegal avenue. That's what I feel. I've always said that. It just, because no one can explain to me, if you got an unknown guy who's qualified that can help you with everything that Victor Conte can help you with, why would you choose Victor Conte over him? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, y'all keep cool in the breeze.